preface for Mass for the exaltation of the Holy Cross, which is always on September 14th, speaks of the tree. Speaks of the tree in the Garden of Eden, of the knowledge of good and evil. And it's by eating the fruit of that tree that Adam and Eve fall into the original sin. But the preface goes on to say that just as we forfeited our salvation through a tree, so through the tree of the cross, Christ offers us salvation. So standing by this beautiful tree, I think it's a maple tree, I think of that preface. Our salvation was lost through a tree. Our salvation was found through a tree, the tree of the cross. To contemplate any tree in northern North America is to contemplate the changing of the seasons. So here we are at the height of summer. These leaves are green. This tree is stalwart. And yet in just a few months, it'll get colder. These leaves will turn beautiful colors and fall to the ground. And this tree will embrace the dormancy of winter. I always contemplate that in the beauty of autumn, nature puts on its finest dress right before it surrenders to the death of winter. So to contemplate a tree is to also contemplate the Paschal mystery, that our life is this constant dying and rising, this surrender of self, this detachment from things and persons and experiences, and realizing that God is the absolute center of our life, and that through the death and resurrection of Christ, what is surrendered in death comes to life in the power of the resurrection. It's often tempting to run from the Paschal mystery, to cling to what we know, to want to always be in the height of summer and the height of our powers, to always have green leaves. And yet, life is not like that. So every autumn, every winter, every loss, every moment of grief is a dress rehearsal for that final surrender of death, when we hand our life over to the Lord. There's a point in the Israelites' exodus from Egypt and their journey through the desert to the promised land that a group of them want to go back to Egypt. They want to go back to this comfortable slavery because somehow that's more consoling than this terrifying freedom under the desert sky. So when I want to go back to Egypt, when I want to cling to what I know rather than surrender to what I don't, when I want to control and possess rather than offer my life and trust to God, I think of a tree, not in the height of summer, but a tree in the autumn. And I pray for the grace to be able to kiss the cross and to surrender. That's the Paschal mystery. That's what nature teaches us.